Hi everyone, welcome back to Colette's Marine Tank. Today's video is just based on some products that I have received from my brand sponsor, Quantum. I personally love these products, I actually was buying these products for a long time before I ended up getting sponsored by them, so I'm really happy that I've got this sponsor, but they have sent out some different products for me to try. They're new products, as well as some old products that I use every single day consistently in my tank anyway. So I'm going to go over these. The first one that I'm going to go over is a new product called Coral Cane, which I'm sure you've all seen on Facebook, Instagram, everywhere that they're sharing it at the moment. So Coral Cane is a coral food. They've done it in a consistency that has got larger particles and smaller particles. The reason they've done that is because they want it to be a coral food for all corals. So it does cover the LPS, the SPS, mixed reef and NPS. So it covers everyone inside the tank, coral wise. So this Coral Cane, I'll try and see if I can open it now. I have tried this before, just to let you know. I tried the first sample of it. The first sample was a prototype. The second one that they've made, they are happy with. So this is the final product. So this comes like this. It's got your scoop and then this piece of plastic. So the scoop, don't know if you can see the consistency there, but it is very granulated. I'm happy that it's granulated because it had a massive effect on my corals when I was using Coral Cane from the sample that I previously had. I can see there by looking at that sample that it is slightly smaller than what the first prototype was, so that's great. This gets mixed up with Bioenhance. Now that is one of the second products that I was going to go over today that I use every single day in my tank. The great thing about Bioenhance being amino acids that you add to your tank is that this version, because I know that there is a lot on the market, you don't have to use a lot of, whereas other ones you have to use a huge amount of it and it costs you a fortune to keep buying. This Bioenhance is really reasonably priced and it's only a really small amount that you need to use for your tank. So yeah, comparison wise, I love what I get reaction wise from this, and mixed with Coral Cane, it's great. So I'm going to mix this in a little small container 2 to 3 times a week, and I'm going to add it into the tank by dosing individual corals, because that's how I prefer to do it. I have done it broadcasted and I actually still get a really good reaction from all of the corals by doing it that way, but I prefer to actually watch the mouth individually eating the coral and then the reaction from it afterwards. So we'll try and get some of those videos and pop them on my Instagram and YouTube for you guys as well, because I know that you all enjoy watching a coral reaction. Best part of the hobby, I'd say, or one of. The next item that I'm going to show you is something that I use consistently in the tank. I've used it for a long time. The bioactive carbon from Quantum. It clears up my water like no tomorrow, and I cannot say anything bad about this thing. It's amazing. So yeah, carbon. The next, last but not least, is the new product, and it is easy. So this is a 2-part solution that you dose into your tank for all your elements. So currently I am dosing every individual element into the tank, using Quantum stuff at the moment, but it's a pain in the ass, to be honest. Sorry for saying that, but it takes a long time and you know, it's time consuming. So the great thing about this is that it's a 2-part solution. So you can add it to your doser, because mine is a 4-part dosing system. So I can add it to my doser. There's 2 parts and I've not got a panic about adding loads and loads of different trace elements. So let's go with the first one. So Z has alkalinity, potassium, boron and halogens. So that's that one. And Easy E is calcium, magnesium, strontium, metals and trace. So what I will say is, when you are starting with a new type of element dosing, I would always try and do an ICP if you can to start off with, check how many of everything you have, all your elements are okay, stable, not stable, what do you need to do to make them stable or make something higher or lower. Either way, I would recommend doing an ICP. If you haven't done an ICP and you can't bother doing that, then at least test all of the elements when you're starting out. And also I would recommend testing for probably up to a month every day, just to make sure that these aren't doing anything weird to your levels. You need to get a stable water column with all of your elements to thrive in this hobby. So it is great to make sure that your levels are right. So if you can, test each day for at least a week. If not, like I said, probably a month is a good amount of time to test to get you stable and know exactly what you should be dosing in these daily. There is, however, instructions on the back that do help with dosing, which is great. It's always handy to have, and these do help with all of your different coral types that you have inside a tank. I've got a mixed reef, so I need something that will help every single type of coral that you can get. So that's it from me, guys. Quantum, all my products that I've just received. I have, like I said, been using Quantum for a very long time, so I'm not recommending something to you that I have not tried. I'm actually really happy with everything, and I'm only delivering to you what I know I've tried and is good. So yeah, everyone asks me all the time about the mixed macro salt that I use. It is great salt, and sometimes you can find that it's out of stock in certain places, but they have just done a big shipment before Christmas. I think Brightwell Aquatics is one of the places that they have done a huge shipment with, and I will keep posting as and when I see different suppliers selling them, because I know that a lot of you tend to ask me where you can get them because they might be out of stock in certain places. But have a little look, guys, and thank you very much for following my journey and staying with me.